Have you ever gotten bored of your style of cardistry or just wanted to try something new? Odds are you haven't tried many interlocking moves. And if you have, you probably realize they can be pretty tricky, but when you complete one, it's exhilarating and it will push you to think about creating in new ways. What's up? It's Dom again. Interlocks are something I've been really interested in as a cardist, and I've even implemented them into several of my moves. I believe they're an essential part of modern cardistry, especially as they've been getting increasingly more attention. I'd like to share what I've learned over the years and what I've taken away from other cardists who've found ways of bringing interlocks into their new creations. Interlocks are designed for multiple packets or fingers to fit together or be interwoven in a very specific way, almost like some puzzle pieces. The nature of interlocks is different from standard packet cuts because you often have to untangle or rearrange packets in a way where your hands are no longer blocked from moving. Let's look at an example. In my move Oxford, I would be stuck in this series of motions unless I decided to let go of this specific interlocked packet with my thumb. When creating this move, I had to make the conscious decision of dropping the packet to end the interlocking motion and proceed with the cut. There were more places I could have taken the interlocking motion if I continued from there, but at the time it felt right to just drop the packet and end the interlocking portion of the move. There are other cardists who are way more experienced than me when it comes to interlocking moves. Someone in particular who comes to mind is Billy Markovski. He's really got this interlocking stuff figured out. To prove it, he even released a video with only interlocking moves and called it Interlock King. Here's one of my favorites from the video where he really takes advantage of the interlock concept. Not only does he hold the interlock for a while, but he manages to break off new packets and interact with them, all while being tied into a very specific position with his fingers. He found the few fingers he still had available to use and managed to create a fantastic move out of it. That's one of the tough parts about interlocks. You usually don't have much to work with in terms of finger mobility. You have to be really creative and intentional about which fingers you use during the interlock, as it might inhibit you from doing certain motions with the cards. Here's another example. Let's say I'm working on a new move and I do this interlock and then try to hold that locked grip for most of the move. It could certainly be possible, and I could have gone down that path further, but at the time, I thought of a different idea and went that route. I ended up having to drop the interlock toward the beginning of the move, though it allowed me to go down the path I was excited about, and that seemed to pay off. It shows that you can experiment with interlocks in a way where they don't have to be the foundation of the move. They can be complementary to other larger motions that are happening. If you're just getting started with cardistry, that's how I'd recommend thinking about it. You can create a new move that fits your style with a secondary goal of implementing an interlock into the move. Or you can even try creating a basic concept or utility move that uses an interlock. Then, once you feel like you've tried doing it with a few different finger grips and in a few different scenarios, you can try doing what Billy is really familiar with and create an entire interlocking move. The reason I think it's important to start small here is because this is one of the tougher concepts to wrap your mind around in cardistry, at least in my experience. If I'm in an interlock grip, it means my fingers are most likely crossed and grabbing entirely different packets. It's almost like a puzzle that I have to solve before moving on to the next stage of the move. If you reach a point in your move where you feel the interlocked packets are stuck and can't go any further, just try reversing the movement. Connor does this in his move Lockjaw. He pushes a packet through his fingers, it connects with another packet, and then he reverses the motion of that new packet back through his fingers. It keeps the continuity of the move going, even though the momentum shifted. It's usually best when there's something at the end of the reversed motion, such as combining the interlocked packet with another one, or even a flare or display of some sort. It just needs something to keep the momentum of the move going. Outside of interlocks, there are plenty of other ways you can enhance your cardistry moves, so be sure to subscribe as we'll be digging even deeper in future videos. And if you want to get started and learn some interlocking moves, check out this tutorial for Lockjaw by Connor. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll see you next time.